the meeting to order. I want to welcome everybody. Happy first day of spring. I'll start out with a prayer. Pastor Ayers, Lifeline Connect Church, followed by the pledge.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for your love and your grace, and Lord, continue to give us guidance and wisdom as we move forward in our village. And Lord, I pray for our council and our police department and fire department and all the other areas in our village. Continue to bless them, continue to give them sight to move forward. And Lord, let us give you all the praise and all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Marth?
Here.
Bassett?
Here.
Beverly?
Here.
Egley? Here. Martin? Here. And Klepper's absent.
Okay, you have before you the March 6th regular council meeting minutes for your approval. Any additions, corrections?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second. Charlie's got second. Roll call.
Beverly?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Barth?
Yes.
Egley? Yes. Martin?
Yes.
Okay, you have before you the bills. Any questions?
I have a couple there. Portman well drilling, 154,000. Is he done? That's the end of it?
Yeah, they might be done. They might have one more out there, but that's a good portion of it, yes. I think that was their second pay app.
American Fireworks, $3,000 deposit.
Yes, for the day in the park. Separate fund from,
Okay.
it's not village funds.
TriCaster System, HG Advanced Systems Group, 14,000.
That's mine.
You rascal. And what is that?
It's a mobile controller unit. It'll allow us, when we do live streaming, to be able to do multiple cameras, whatever. It's like a little mini switcher studio. That we
Okay.
can take.
And that's all I have.
Anybody else got any questions?
I'm assuming the playground World West, the basketball goals, that's to replace all 4 of them.
Yeah, that was a deposit. The total price was like $12,250 maybe?
Is that them installing
Yes, that was the only way we can get our,
warranty?
yep, lifetime warranty on them.
Okay, any other questions?
Eric doesn't have anything, let's pay him.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Egley? Yes. Martin?
Yes.
Barth?
Abstain.
Bassett?
Yes.
Beverly?
Boards and commissions, nobody had any minutes turned in. Did anybody have any meetings? Council committee reports, nobody turned in minutes. Anybody have any meetings?
We should have. Water and sewer definitely should have.
Okay, but you didn't have anything?
No.
Okay.
We do have a personnel committee meeting Tuesday, April 4th at 5:30 p.m.
April 4th,
Yep. Tuesday, April 4th at 5:30.
5:30, okay. Okay. Administrators report, Corey?
I just got a little bit to add from what I've got here. I don't know if you guys had any questions about the brush chipper. I figured that would be questioned, but that was budgeted. It was in the capital outlay for grounds. We did have another service line rupture last week out on Meadow Lane. That one actually went pretty smooth. That one only took about 2 to 3 hours to take care of. The old chipper, we've got pictures of it. We're gonna make a video of it tomorrow while it's running, and we'll list it on Gov Deals. Spoke with Jonathan Yoder about the clean outs out there to Haver Drive. We have 3 of them that we're gonna do, His price is $250 a piece to do the repair, so I think that's a pretty good rate. We'll take care of the yard work, which really it shouldn't be much for us to take care of it. We've got everything. We've got straw, we've got seed, we got plenty of topsoil down at the plant. Last Wednesday, Felix Salinas started for us in our water department. The gentleman that we all discussed a few weeks ago never came to work, and he's been MIA since. So Felix had applied. He's been on the fire department, so his BCI was already done, his drug screens were done. So he started last Wednesday for us, and he's worked out extremely well.
So I need to do a recommendation on that, the hiring? Might as well do it now. I'll make a recommendation.
Sure.
That we've already hired, but approve Felix Salinas, the water department.
Make a motion.
I'll support you. Martin.
Roll call.
Barth,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes, ma'am.
Martin,
Yes.
Egley. Yes.
And then also on North Main, I don't know if everybody's aware of that power pole that AEP set, that new one, months and months ago, and it's been swaying in the wind ever since. The old pole, they just cut it off, just underneath the surface there. What has happened is that old one, years ago when they set that old one, they actually went into the sewer main. So it's into the line there. And since then, it's created a suck hole, and the new pole is losing dirt around it. So we've got a plan to excavate that and cut all that line out. It's a 12-inch line, and replace that. We're figuring roughly 4 feet of it we're going to replace. Working with Jonathan Yoder on this one as well, because we're going to need we'll end up shutting the lift station down at Haver Drive. We'll get everything excavated and get it ready to cut. And before we pull that old telephone pole out of there, or power pole out, we're going to shut down Haver Drive lift station and kind of let that fill a little bit. And then we'll have the jet vac on site at the manhole prior to the work here, and we'll stick the tube down in there and let the jet vac run to pick up any flow that may come our way while we're cutting that line.
Question, is AEP picking up that bill for us to repair all that?
Yes.
Are they gonna have somebody on site too that?
Yeah, they're gonna have to hold the new pole. Yep,
Or we're
yep.
doing all that, but they're gonna pay for everything?
Yep, I've had multiple conversations with them, and yes, they're gonna be fully responsible for all the time and material to do this.
But it didn't show up till it's been that way for how many years?
Probably a very long time.
So it was partially in the sewer.
Yeah, it's about a quarter of the way into that 12-inch line.
Wow.
When we cambered it, I mean, they wanted video, and I can't provide them video other than recording it with the cell phone, but yeah, it's about a quarter of the way into it.
Those are bell tile out there, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. God, I can't believe it didn't just fall through and plug it up completely.
Top of it's cracked, and that looks like a lot of new cracks in it, because there's no corrosion, no discoloration on where it's broken on the top, so.
Wow.
Speaking of digs around town, what are they doing down at the park? Is there somebody digging down in that area?
Gas company, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they thought now was a good time to put a new gas line down through there. They went ahead and disconnected everything out of the old pool house. But the way that gas line ran, I think you're familiar with it. If you want to explain how that gas line ran originally.
50 years ago, maybe longer than that. They come off of North Main, the 3/4 line went under the park baseball diamond that fed the pool. 55 years ago, probably.
It actually comes up out of the ground, up underneath the soffit,
To go
and then
to
back
the pump
down.
house.
It's weird.
And then they hooked on another 3/4 line over to the Dew, where the football players, Hicksville's. Now there's a separate line going to the concession stand. That one's fine. But, so they're upgrading, they're putting a big loop from the pavilion all the way down on South Bryan Street. So when the new pool comes in, everything will be upgraded.
Yep.
And they
No
both sides.
cost, I guess, because better not be.
They
Have a
upsized
talk with
everything, didn't they? They upsized everything, right?
Yes, there'll be 2-inch main, and each service come off that 2-inch main. Then the new pool, when it's ready,
Yep.
I don't know what size you'll need, but it'll be plenty.
But yep, that's what's going on there.
Well, I think I had mentioned to you, there's a lot of markings around town, a lot of flags, and I think you had mentioned AEP's doing some, maybe upgrades, now we have the gas, and
Yeah, they've talked about doing a bunch of changing poles to the steel or galvanized poles that they make here in town. They've got a bunch of them they're going to do. So,
they're checking to see where any of our service lines, sewer, or maybe water, or maybe underground underneath it.
they have, yep, we've probably had 40, 50-ish locates come in just from AEP in the last 3 months, probably.
That's good.
When was it gonna start out there on Maple Lane?
We're figuring June.
June.
Yeah, that's about as early as
Why
fencing can
did
get
it
to us.
change? Weren't they gonna get on it here shortly? Well, so they already marked all that.
That's, gas company did a lot of terminations out there. They took a lot of gas line out here recently.
On New Sargon?
Yeah, out there on Maple Lane.
No kidding.
Before they start a project, they'll have everything located, so you can put it on the prints, and that's why it's,
Yeah,
they'll have to locate it again when they actually do the
right, yeah.
project.
Choice One had it located months and months ago.
Yeah, for the preliminary drawings, so they know where everything is.
Cool.
Hey, you were kind of talking about this earlier about the loading and unloading zone. Have you also looked at pricing to get that lined?
No, I think we're gonna try to do that ourselves.
Oh, okay. Is there a time frame on when you'd hope that to be done?
When the weather is warm enough to paint,
Okay. there's
so.
one.
But it'll get done. That's all I got.
Okay, any questions for Corey?
I had one question on the contract. The Sixmo, is that how they say that? So it talks about parking. What are we doing with the parking lot? Will it all be milled and redone? That's part of the price? Is there a reason? That like the part of the 2.5, 3.5 budget, it's gonna include parking? I guess I didn't
Fix that
realize
parking
that.
lot.
Yeah, that parking lot.
So they're
It's in
gonna,
pretty bad shape.
right, so they're gonna, it'll be completely milled down, resurfaced, and then lined?
Yeah, they'll send us, well, they'll send me some layouts of how their ideas of laying out that parking lot. I don't think that parking lot's really ever been laid out very good. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But none of that will get marked until we all choose something that we feel is best for that parking lot.
Okay, any other questions?
While we're on the pool issue, as of now, the plans are to put like black fencing around the new facility. I had a company come out and price out to take down the fencing around the tennis court and just do like 2 backstops, 10-foot tall backstops, kind of like Antwerp has on their tennis court, and do it black in color. If we end up going out, and when the new water park facility gets done, we'll have that skate park with that 10 or 12-foot tall silver fencing. I've talked to Taylor a little bit about it, kicking around the idea of relocating that skate park so it's not right in the middle of the two, and we've actually thought about taking that skate park and moving everything to the far west tennis court. So we would lose 1 tennis court, we'd have 2 tennis courts and then that skate park. The thing is, we've got this really good sized piece of concrete there. It's in excellent shape. Thoughts on maybe putting up another pavilion there of some sort, rather than tearing it out and having green space between the two.
Not enclose it, but just a roof.
Yeah, that'd be a
Shade.
good size one.
Yeah, I looked at that, it's a good shape, that cement.
We can talk about it later, but just kind of put the bug in your ear
I wasn't a fan of it.
of relocating.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a real big fan of incurring the cost of, I mean, you already have a nice fence up around the tennis courts, and to lose the tennis court just to relocate a skate park. I'm not saying all 3 courts on tennis courts get used. A lot of times you only see 1, sometimes 2, but pay to relocate it, wasn't real sure about that, because when we talked about it, when I was kind of sitting on a lot of the pool, splash pad, pool house meetings, that idea got brought up about relocating, and the only idea was relocate it if the facilities could not fit in that open area. And everyone we talked to, every design, they all fit in that area. So, I mean, if we need to relocate it to build a lot larger pool, then I'd be for it, but we don't have the budget for a lot larger pool. We have maybe the budget to fit in that opening that they have.
That, or maybe, you know, my thing is you're gonna have really nice fencing, and then this big gaudy looking, prison looking fencing out there. You know, do we lose that fencing?
Kids still skateboard in today's society.
It's
Not many
used.
people as tennis people.
I mean, it's used. I do see people down there.
So do I.
But I would not want to take it away. It's something that we offer now. I would hate to take it away. Maybe we just take down the fencing around it. I don't know if we need the fencing around it.
I keep some of the
It was originally.
bicycles and everything
Yeah.
else out.
Cars
That's-
and trucks and
yeah,
four-wheel drive
yeah.
trucks.
Yeah.
Is that something you're going to do within a couple years, that phase?
Well, I'm putting together something to try to get funding to do a lot of this. And I've been getting pricing back last week and then got some pricing back today.
Okay,
Just, you know, throwing the idea around.
yeah, that's good to think about it.
I would rather rebuild the Defiance Avenue lift station before I spend any more money down there.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for the, it's called the solicitor, administrator?
If I could add something, I just was thinking, you know, a lot of, there's so many ideas about the splash pad and the pool and skate park, tennis courts, all that kind of thing. You know, we have a committee to kind of look at the different options and ideas, and, you know, I think that's a good thing.
When's the meeting with the committee with the splash pad? Is that next week, next Thursday?
That was this Thursday.
Is it this Thursday?
I think so.
Might be.
Charlie would know.
I think it is.
I'm not saying they have, you know, they're all good ideas.
Yeah, it's this Thursday at 4:45.
Okay. But that's just with the splash pad people, that's not, yeah.
You know, bring those to the committee and discuss, and,
Yeah.
you know, if it's something that they think would be a good idea, then kind of look at the cost.
You talked about having an open forum, did you?
Yeah.
That's not that day or time.
No, it was gonna be maybe at the end of this month or beginning of next, but I think we're kind of almost too far at this point because they're working on pool layouts, aren't they?
Yeah,
And
the
according-
pool house, yeah.
According to the minutes, it sounds like the deadline's like approaching pretty quick for ODH and everything like that. So I know we had like, I don't know, with that survey that was done months ago, was there anything about the pool, or is that just a splash pad?
It was about the
Pool
pool.
too, okay, so.
Well, at any rate, we want to build what the village wants, or what y'all that are on the committees want. The heck with the schedule. They're moving that fast, tell them slow down. We don't want to go another 60 years of something that we didn't really like.
I think most of the drawings though were pretty much from the people that were responded to that survey. We were trying to meet some of those things. I don't remember. what
Sent it
was on
to
this.
former lifeguards, I think I sent it to you, the survey, sent it to Gary and Val, some other people all got it, and just asking for size, shape, what did you like to see in a pool? I mean,
Yeah.
what do you not like about our current
I
pool?
like water in mine.
Yeah, I mean, but more shade, more
Yeah.
seating, diving boards, no diving boards, slides, no slide. I mean, climbing walls. They had all sorts of different things you could choose, and they took the ideas from the previous Standard Aquatics, had taken the input from all the surveys they did, and they give like 8 designs. And then it got narrowed down to a couple designs, mainly for shape, and then different features that were in it. And so this was kind of already done one time without getting, everyone from town, 1,000 inputs on it. But it was sent out to a lot of people to fill out the survey, and that's how they base what's in there right now.
I've talked to a number of citizens about things that they'd like, and they
Swim lanes, no swim lanes, they're
that took
a lot of discussion.
take their kids to surrounding pools like Jury Pool in New Haven, and the things that they liked about that were they could sit there and they could watch their kids at the splash pad and their kids at the pool at the same time. So a lot of that stuff has already been incorporated in the design of this, but there hasn't been a formal, town hall meeting or anything like that yet.
With the construction taking place pretty shortly, do we have plans on moving the volleyball courts? Will they be up and running by summer?
Hopefully. At some point they will be, yes. I know the 10th has been kicked around to start the demo work on the pool, but it may end up being the week of the 17th of April. And that will be prior to going out to bid for the actual overall project, just because we can get it demoed much, much cheaper on our own than to put it out there for bid. And that's just going off of past projects from this company as well, looking at their numbers. And once we put it out to bid and it's awarded, then our hands are tied. We cannot, I guess, what's the proper, piecemeal it? Yeah, we can't piecemeal it no more. We're done. So the volleyball courts and the demo would be ready to go and done before we get it bid out.
Do we have a location for the new volleyball courts?
Yeah, over between the basketball court and the varsity baseball field.
Okay.
I got a question for Val and Gary, because you guys are down there all the time, and do you see any restrictions between, like, the tennis courts and the skate park now with the pool and everything? Do you ever have any issues with different people using the different facilities?
With the skateboard.
More skateboard rowdiness, basically? Putting it mildly. Would you want to see something change down there? Would you want to move? I mean, you guys have been down there for 20-some years. I mean, your input, okay, 45. Does that make sense, though, if
It would be nice to move that and get it away from the pool.
you see a lot of people at the same time using both facilities, or, kind of thing?
Well, kids used to run over there to the skateboard during break.
I think that way they could smoke over there. Seriously.
I know.
Yeah. But most of your tennis courts, are those used more during the day or in the evenings, especially in the summer?
Mostly.
Mornings. I see a lot of people down there in the morning. I see it in the early mornings.
Pickleball in the morning.
The mornings are used more, yeah. You want to take some of the fence down? I tell you what, more fence around the tennis court, the better it is for me. I don't have to go chase the ball. So the more fence, the better. But,
You're an avid tennis player?
well, yeah, I like to watch it from the sideline, so, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Good questions, though. Let's do it right, that's for sure, and enjoy it for the next 70 years. Anything else, Corey?
No.
Thanks for your hard work on this. You've been working hard on the design and everything. And it's moving along pretty good, I think. Where we at? The Solicitor's report, Troy.
Just a couple things. First is ordinance 2023-09, a third reading by caption only. An ordinance authorizing the village fiscal officer to transfer funds.
To move.
Does it need to be an emergency, or?
It's not an emergency, it's just a third reading though.
Oh, this is the third
Yeah,
reading.
final reading.
Okay, I'm sorry. Final reading. I just saw first. Okay, second.
What was that for?
Second.
Roll call.
Our usual transfer,
Okay.
or it's already in the budget. Barth,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Egley.
Yes.
And the only other thing I was gonna update you on, and the mayor knows this, there has been some recent progress on the tower people in the lot over there. It sounds like, from reading in the emails, what the proposed solution with that issue is, they're gonna redraft the lease and basically only put their right of first refusal on that little square where their tower is, which is what they should care about, obviously. If we wanted to sell that, they should have the right to say, no, we want to buy it or whatever. So hopefully that doesn't take as long as some of the other stuff has, but they're working on redrafting that. They've been in contact with Mr. Keller's people, and they've had a bunch of questions about construction type stuff and where lines are and the moving the road part, and they've been kind of exchanging emails back and forth, and I've been copied on some, the mayor's copied me on some, but between us, I think, see some progress in that. So hopefully that,
In the last week especially.
especially in the
It was
last
pretty
week.
quiet for about a month.
Yeah, so it sounds like they got the right people's attention finally, and they're moving, wanting to do something, and that's a perfectly fine resolution to that. So
It is.
it saves that problem. Plus, I guess it also will help us on the one lot that we do have left across the street there too. So we
Yes.
won't run into a similar problem down the road.
What, you said they just want the square the tower sits on, they don't want the easement going back there?
No. Their right of first refusal.
Okay, okay.
That if we wanted to sell stuff,
Yep,
so
yep.
that we don't have to go get their approval
Yep.
every time somebody wants to do something. They'll just have it on where their tower is.
Gotcha.
But they do still want that easement, and that's what they're talking to Keller about, the conditions under which they would permit it to be relocated. I think there's some issue potentially with some lines that might be.
Yeah, it might be a fiber, I guess it's fiber.
Yeah, fiber
Something
line
underneath.
along the drive or something that might have to be relocated or
There's
something.
no easement for it, so they have no idea if it's there or not.
Right, so that's all they're trying to work with the surveyor and all those people, but it seems to be taking shape finally a little
They
bit.
didn't file a utility easement on that easement for anything they've
There's an
buried?
easement there, but it doesn't show that the line's there.
Yeah.
But it's gotta be.
For a utility.
It's gotta
It's
be.
gotta be in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all I have.
Any questions for the solicitor, Troy? Okay. Department has police chief.
I don't really have anything. We did have the meeting for the tower kickoff for the Marks Tower Friday morning. Everything is ready to go. If there is no setbacks, and they don't find any problems, or we have any problems along the way, they expect the tower to be completed hopefully by fair time. So it'll go up quick.
Because that have been about 2.5, 3 years that have been trying to get this tower or some solution. It's been a while.
Yeah, 2021, 2020, I don't know, is when we were working on it. I think when we started working on this plan here in 2021,
Yeah.
I think it was, so.
Okay, anything else? Any questions for the chief? Okay, thanks,
Thanks,
chief.
Chief.
Fire and EMS, I think everybody, for you speak, Bruce, I think everybody got the letter from Scott retiring, resigned. I want to commend Scott for 36.5 years on the department and 9.5 as chief, so just officially, I've made Bruce the interim fire chief. And we'll put it out, I guess I just found out tonight, I had to put it in the paper, got to advertise it, so in the next, and I did go over at the firemen's meeting last Monday and talk to them about the Scott retiring, so turn it over to you, Bruce.
As you see, I got the run list from the first of this month till today. And I will try to keep everybody updated on how many EMS runs and fire runs we have, so you can watch the progression over there go. I thank the mayor for this opportunity. And
Well, thanks for, I had, somebody's got to be in charge over this until.
I am going to be in the office over there from 8 in the morning till either 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The door's always open. If anybody has any questions for me, they can give me a call and I come back up. If it's late at night, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. So, any questions from the council?
I was gonna say something, because I know we had worked on the township contracts, right? And I was with John, and I know you're going tomorrow night to Hicksville.
I guess we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what we talked with Cheryl and everything, these are just preliminary, showing them the figures. It's gotta run back through committee and council
Right.
for approval and everything, but
I'm-
it's got the changes in them and.
Very much relying on Cheryl
Yeah.
and John over there
Right.
He's already done well beyond his call of duty for me already, so, and same way with Abby Schock. She has done one tremendous job of cleaning our back side of the room over there. So now we can walk through it.
Right. Just after I said, well, Cheryl sent the contracts to you guys to look over kind of.
Yep.
In the meantime, I know Edgerton, or not Edgerton, Milford Township asked for additional EMS coverage in their township. Basically, before it was only half of their EMS. Half their township was EMS coverage. They want us to do all of it. After talking to Bruce and John, discussed it a little bit. They think they can cover the additional coverage area for Milford. So
We're not going to cover the fire part of it.
It's just the EMS side.
249 going north, that's all Edgerton's.
Yep.
Back this way's ours, so.
And that's the one I went to with John, met with them and kind of see what they were wanting. And after, like I said, with Bruce and John, they said they think they can handle the additional area, which is gonna help them. They were very pleased that we were willing to, or these guys were willing to take on that additional territory, so.
And Cheryl, if we get our contracts nailed in, will we be able to pick up that additional and it be financially feasible as well?
They'll only get charged for every run, so.
So it'll be okay? It won't-
Yeah.
Okay.
For every basic run that we go there, it's $800 right then.
Okay.
So it's really not adding any more expense to
Okay.
us as an operational cost side of it. It's just being prepared to cover that extra area.
Anything else for me?
Thank you, Bruce, for stepping
you.
up.
Yep.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, thanks. Park Director, you guys have anything?
I just need to ask approval to rehire Gary and Carson Shaw for the summer.
I thought you said you wanted to let him go.
I wanted to go too.
I gotta have the approval to rehire him.
Oh, Gary and
Carson. They worked here last year. Carson Shaw.
Carson, okay. Carson and Gary. I didn't know if I had to because they worked there last year.
I know, Cheryl told me I should.
Cheryl says I'll do it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'll recommend that they hire on the summer help.
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Barth?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
That's all.
So that's the only two. You'll have, of course, no lifeguards or, okay.
Thank you, Val.
Any questions? Okay. Okay.
Did we get the new
Fiscal
contracts?
officer.
Stuff it. The new contracts
Oh.
for the baseball fields?
We got softball and baseball.
Have they been distributed? People know it's coming?
Yeah, they've looked them over. We just haven't met to get everything signed yet,
Okay.
so.
Cheryl, you're up.
You have your fund status and your year-to-date cash summary. Also, the health fair is coming, so it's time to approve employees doing the health fair. You can choose to.
So, second,
Second.
roll call.
Egley?
Yes.
Barth?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Okay. You already got the update on the contracts. The first half of the real estate tax is here. I received it, and I gave you the breakdown of the departments, or the levies, I should say. I put in the January, February police department collections and your February revolving loan, which we have a new loan. Do you have any questions?
I had a question about the revolving loan. So since one was paid off, does that mean there's a spot open for another one, or is that?
No, as long as we
Okay.
have money, we can give out more loans.
Okay. So it's based on
We have-
money, not about spots?
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
I was gonna look, see how much money we have available to loan.
Rooted shop.
The rooted shop. Oh,
If you look on community development, that's the line.
649,000 to loan out yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you know anybody.
Start that beat box, Tony.
Yeah.
You, well, get a hold of Maumee Valley. Okay, so any questions for Cheryl? Okay. Mayor's report, usually I don't announce this kind of stuff, but we've had a lot of older people pass away in the last week or two. People 89 or 90s, and Betty Pearson was buried today, an icon in this village. Darrell Jones, everybody knows Darrell. Annabelle Green, I'm sure everybody's had calls from Annabelle, and then Mike McCann. And then there was a younger lady that delivered things here, was in her 30s or 40s.
Sandy Steele.
I don't know her name.
Sandy
But-
Steele.
Yes, yeah, so, I mean, these people been around here forever, you know, and just want to lift them up, and their families, so. Had something from the school. This is to the Hicksville business owners and community members. And the letter says, "We would love to receive input from you to help provide a unique community and business perspective for art mural being created this spring. We are seeking your opinion on important objects, locations, historic items, et cetera, which you believe represent Hicksville School and the community. This input could possibly be creative, incorporated within our mural." So get a hold of the school or get a hold of me, and I'll get you to the right number. I think it's going to be a big quilt. It's going to be art project, so.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
On the grain, on
Yeah, it
the
would.
silo.
There's the number. You want to call?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Ron's picture.
Where do I see it?
Self-portrait.
Yes.
Well, but the last time I knew, it was the high school and elementary art
If
teachers
you
were
would
working on
call
local
the
artist Claire.
superintendent's office, which would be 542-7665. That's superintendent's office.
You guys ever see the bottle cap project down there by the playground? It's
No.
8 foot by 12 foot, all bottle caps, looks like a frog and a fish and everything else in the water. And they have an artist currently been at the school for at least a week now, Claire, I don't know her last name or where she's from, but she's been working with the students.
Claire Smith.
Claire Smith. She's been working with the students, and I was told that Mr. Farrell was going to be supplying them with some wood. I'm not sure what size or shape it's going to be, but they plan on doing a mural on that wood, painting something, and then putting it on the back side of that wall outside the auxiliary gym. And all depends on how much time and what all they build. There might even be a second one on the main event hallway down towards the main event entrance on that other wall.
But next week is when they'll come around to different
Grain
business.
elevator.
Next week is when, I'd say by the 1st of April, they're gonna
Private man.
move pretty quickly on it, so. Okay.
Is that you? Oh, same color hair.
Billy, you have anything you'd like to discuss?
Just like to say that, I know Corey's talking about hiring somebody to take over the mower for Mike. I'd like to request to be given the opportunity to do that, if that does come about.
Okay,
That's all I have to say.
okay. Thanks for your input.
Thank you.
You wanted,
Can we have an executive session for discuss personnel? Be very short.
okay.
Before we do that, speaking of the art, I had brought up a couple times the new water tower. Do you guys want me to have something kind of generated, put on paper, and kind of show you what I'm kind of kicking around?
That's how we did the one in the park.
I won't say aces on it, though.
Well, I
No,
think we have
they,
the school.
they, whoever was the administrator at that time brought in
Okay.
different ideas.
Okay.
But they have students come up with the ideas, yeah.
Yep.
Is that what you were thinking?
Made it a contest at school.
No, I'm,
Corey's idea.
well, I just, yeah, something I had talked to Pogemeyer about. I think they could throw it up on the tower, and I can email it out, and you guys can take a look at it and see what you think. Nothing too crazy.
Smiling face for
Okay, I have a motion to go into executive session.
Before we do that, I had a
Okay.
quick thing. I was reading in the paper last week, there's a lot of municipalities that are passing railway, like ordinances or regulations. Are you familiar at all with those, Troy?
I just went and read the paper or whatever.
Just because of the recent, like, derailments in
I
Ohio.
think I.
Kind of the
got some from-
equivalent of passing like a resolution in support of something. It doesn't really have much weight.
Just to get legislation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The Ohio Municipal League.
Yeah,
Had
yeah.
An article on that, so you want us to pursue that?
Well, it's council's decision. I said I should bring it up.
The part I read of it, it's very much like he said, I think you'd just be wasting your time, I really do, from what I read.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a second to go into executive session.
I'll second that.
We have $1,400 right now.
Buy some.
So roll call.
Barth,
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Martin.
Yeah.